the show where you travel.
We welcome Cooper Williams.
Thanks for having me, Sean.
Nice to meet you, Cooper. So, I heard you're from Auckland, New Zealand.
Yes, I am. I lived there for quite a while.
Interesting. What is the climate like there?
It's like a marine west coast, so similar to like a Seattle or something like that.
Yeah, I see. What are the major landforms in Auckland?
Well, so we have two major landforms. We have the Rangito Island, which is just off the coast of one of Auckland's luxurious beaches. And we also have 48 volcanoes kind of around the general vicinity of Auckland.
I see. What is like a major tourist attraction?
Well, it's a very outdoorsy place, so because of all the volcanoes around, there's a lot of hiking, and because of the beaches, there's also a lot of swimming. Very outdoorsy place.
Yeah, I've heard. What is the culture like?
So there's kind of two types of cultures there. You have the Maori, and you have the Polynesian. Now the Maori kind of evolved from the Polynesian culture. And so the Maori's common food is kai, and they make their clothing from like native animals such as lizards or sometimes even sheep.
Oh, interesting. Tell me about the government in Auckland.
Well, the government is a democracy, and it's run by the New Zealand House of Representatives.
Oh, good, good. Well, thank you for coming, Cooper.
Thank you for having me.
And welcome our next guest, Taylor Wilson, to the show. Welcome to the show, Taylor.
Glad to be here. Nice to meet you, Cooper.
Alright, so Taylor, I hear you're from Beijing.
Yeah, I actually lived there for most of my life, actually.
Oh, that is awesome. What is the climate like?
Well, a lot of people think that since on the other side of the world from America, it must be pretty exotic, like almost like a jungle. Could not be farther from the truth. It's actually a humid continental, pretty similar to what we have in a lot of America also.
Okay.
It's 4 distinct seasons, winter, summer, spring, fall, all that.
Oh, that's awesome. What are some landforms more on the outskirts of China?
Like in the rural kind
Yes,
of areas?
yes,
Okay, well, you know, we have the Yanshan mountain ranges, which are, it's a pretty big hiking spot. A lot of people
Yeah,
like
I have a friend
go
who lives
visit
there,
there. Yeah, and I've been there a few times myself. Also, there's the North China Plain. It's not really a tourist attraction so much, but it's very central to our economy. We grow a lot of stuff out there.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
In the city, we have some more popular tourist attractions. You know, we have the Forbidden City, and then we have the Temple of Heaven, which is very central to the Buddhist faith.
Okay.
And yeah, it's very nice. It's because the Buddhist faith is probably the largest faith in China.
Yeah, okay.
And then that's also where you see a lot of the red robes that people wear.
Okay, yeah,
That we're
yeah.
kind of known for.
Kind of part of the culture aspect, yeah.
Yeah, very.
So talk to me a little bit more about the culture in there.
Well, you know, for food, as far as food goes, we have a lot of rice, noodles, dumplings, you know, a lot of wheat, obviously. And then there's not much that we don't eat.
Okay.
And then, you know, like I said, we wear the ceremonial robes for our religion,
Okay.
which is Buddhism, because it's the primary religion there.
Okay,
A lot of people say that we speak Chinese or something.
Yeah.
The actual language is Mandarin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Most of China speaks Mandarin. Only a few small provinces speak Cantonese.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it's
Alright, so what about the government? We hear so little about the government there.
well, we do have a communist government,
Okay.
which you know, America doesn't agree with. However, we're kind of unique among communist governments in that our economy is a mixed market.
Oh,
So individual businesses and entrepreneurs kind of kind of more leeway than with any other communist government where the government controls everything.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Well, thank you for being on the show, Taylor.
Thank you for
Have a
having
great
me.
day. And welcome our next guest, Muhammad Juri.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I hear you're from Mecca.
That is true.
That's nice. So what's the climate like?
It is arid.
Is that like a Arizona or maybe even like a California?
Yep.
Oh, that's very nice climate out there. So what is what are some landforms?
There's the Red Sea, obviously.
Well, of course, yes, definitely. Besides the Red Sea, what are some tourist attractions out there?
There's the Masjid al-Haram.
Oh, does that happen to have anything to do with maybe the Muslim culture or anything?
Yep.
Oh, that's definitely nice. Speaking of the culture, what is the culture like out there?
Well, they eat a variety of foods, but they do not eat pork. They eat dates, rice, and lamb. Men wear hijabs and women wear burqas, and they are of Muslim faith.
Now, I also heard that the government has a lot to do with the Muslim faith. So talk to me about the government.
Well, it's an absolute monarchy based on the Islamic faith.
Oh, so basically everything is Islam.
Yep.
Alright, well thank you for joining us on the show,
Thank you for
Sean.
having me.
Alright, and next up we have a special guest star, Sean Jerry. Sean, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So I understand that you are from Paris, originally.
That is true.
Alright, and how many years did you live there?
About 10 years.
Alright. And what's the weather like there? How would you describe it?
Well, the climate is Marine West Coast. It's quite foggy there, and there's average temperatures.
Would you say, what would you say it's like compared to something in Georgia, not Georgia, something in the U.S.?
Seattle, Washington.
Okay, so it's like foggy and rainy all the time?
Yep.
Mostly? Alright. And I understand that there's quite a lot of tourist attractions there. Paris gets a large percent of its yearly income from tourists. What would you say one of the bigger, most popular tourist attractions is?
I would say the Eiffel Tower.
Of course. I think Paris is known for it. Paris is the capital of France, is it not?
Yep.
Alright. What if I wanted to go outside the city, visit some rural settings?
You could visit Paris Basin.
Okay. My friend went backpacking in France a while back, said he went to something, I believe it's called the Sinai Valley.
Oh, interesting.
That's close to Paris as well, I understand? Okay. And so culture is a pretty big deal in France. It's a cultural center of the world,
Yeah.
especially Paris. What would you say some of the bigger cultural aspects are?
Well, there's a lot of fashion, and the food is great there.
What would you say your favorite foods are?
Probably crepes.
Okay, croissants are also from there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I've had those, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Alright, what about religion?
Well, the majority is Roman Catholic.
Okay. So that's similar to most of Europe, then, as I understand it. Okay. Makes sense since Rome's just a couple countries over. Now, I assume since they are in France, they do in fact speak French?
Yep.
Makes sense. Alright, and what would you say the government is for, the government for France?
I would say it's a democracy.
Democracy, similar to what we have here in America.
Sure, yes.
Alright, well, it was nice to have you on the show, Sean.
Nice. Nice to meet you.
Thanks for watching.
Hope you enjoyed it.
And next up, we have an appearance from guest star Sean Jerry. Sean,
Nice to meet you, Taylor.
Oh my god.
Next up, we have an appearance from guest star Sean Jerry.
Oh my god, Sean. I don't know why it's so
Alright, come in from the left, and that way you don't have to open the door every time. Come in from over there. Alright. Alright, next up we have an appearance from special guest star Sean Jerry. Sean,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. So I understand.
It's so funny.
He held on to my hand for way too long. He was like, like you're supposed to like one and a half. All right, let's go again. Go on. Don't just normal handshake, Sean.